Hello, everybody. I am back. Your favorite Agent R is back. We're going to be watching Season 3, Episode 3 today. And last episode was nuts. Before I get into it, I guess I can just say that took just like some time off. Just, work and life and getting to meet up with some family. Haven't seen in a long time. So just didn't put out an episode. Wanted to kind of just chill out and just not worry about it or think about it. And yeah, kind of got the itch to record again and, upload a video. And so we're doing it again. This Monday, of course, hopefully. I mean, if you're watching this on whatever day I upload it, yeah, it'll be fine. We're still I'm not dropping the show or whatever. So yeah, last episode, Season 3, Episode 2, we were introduced to, what was her name again? I completely forgot. It was a name that I knew that I would have trouble saying. Who was it? Anna? Yeah, I'm just gonna call her Anna. Not even gonna worry about it. I know somebody in the comments, if I remember correctly, was like, yeah, we just all call her Anna, so perfect. Had one of the most insane space battles I've ever seen. And even not even necessarily like a big massive scale like space battle, bunch of back and forth, but just in terms of how, the strategy involved, and then how realistically a move like that would just end it. There would be no they decided to fire back and then try and make it, I don't know. It just seemed more practical the way they handled it. Anyways, a lot happened. Got to see more about Strickland. Got a little bit more insight into them trying to control the proto-molecule hybrids and using the kids to kind of control them through this deficiency that they all have. And then we were shown that the one kid, the older kid, had it flowing through him, and it was incorporating into him. So very sick, very awesome. Can't wait to get into this episode. And yeah, if you guys are new, welcome. We're doing this and another show that for some reason, a lot of people don't react to, which I think is blasphemous. Ted Lasso, and give it a shot. Reacted to episode 1 already on the channel, so go check it out. And yeah, with that, if you guys are ready, I'm ready. I'll see you in the episode. Oh, I also just completely forgot to mention that Avasarala got on the ship. Her and Bobby made it to the Rocinante. Like another watershed moment in the series. They're finally meeting this person that she's been pursuing to try and kill or capture or question. She's now being saved by, ironically. So
we're going to Io, right?
That's right.
Madame Avasarala has information that could help stop this war. You can't just drag her to Io in the midst of it.
And leave.
Honestly, fair enough, Holden. He's kind of tired playing the hero. Because every single decision he's made to try and do the right thing and save every person that comes along has really gotten them in the shits. And I feel like it's kind of refreshing to kind of see Holden almost put aside all this crap. He's like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. It's tiring and it's dangerous, and something that makes sense to me is helping one person save one, try and get and have some closure on if their daughter's alive, and he just kind of wants to be done with it. He's tired of it. And I could relate, I feel like everybody could relate. You get to that point sometimes where you're just everyone's problem can't matter. As sad as that may sound and as cold-hearted as that may sound, from a third person perspective, just because I don't want to try and put myself in there, because obviously one person's perspective, yeah. Anyways, sometimes you got to take care of yourself. Sometimes you got to be like, look, your problems seem really important to you, but they are, at the end of the day, your problems. Now, of course, this is Avasarala and the whole war thing. They're definitely their problem, but I'm just saying, for the sake of my thoughts being put out there for that. Obviously, in the grander scheme of things, it's everybody's problem, right? So, anyways.
It would have to be perfect. If it's not, Mars would retaliate immediately. With justification, millions of lives would be at risk.
Every loss that we inflict on Mars pushes them closer to launch.
If we do this, we save lives, because it will end the war.
Find the other platforms. I'll give you my decision then.
Very tough spot. Very tough spot. I don't even know what I'd do. I mean, I guess I would take Gillis's side too. I'd just wait for the most amount of information before you make any decision like that. That's crazy. Preemptive strike seems the most safe if it's secure and you're very highly confident, but we'll see.
We could say that I wasn't trying to help them, or you, or whatever you want me to say. What do you want me to say?
Theo, relax. It's gonna be okay. Take a deep breath and close your eyes.
He's gonna knock him out. Is he killing him? Why is he killing him? Maybe it has to do with the fact that he's a Martian and he's like, well, we're getting captured by a UNN ship and I can try and play both sides a little bit, or at least try and protect myself until I can help Christian in some way. And if he's killed and been like, oh, I took over this Martian ship and I was a prisoner, as you can see, I'm shot or whatever. Like, maybe he can use that angle. We'll see. I have a bad feeling about this, but I mean, hell, what else can he do, right?
It's good the children get to play together.
Oh, absolutely. It keeps their cortisol levels low, which enhances protomolecule uptake.
Has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that he cares about the kids. Everything is for the experiment to work at maximum efficiency, optimizing the process.
Katoa, come on.
Would you get down, please?
Have the others been infected?
I don't have a large supply, so I like to go one at a time. The current subject is the best candidate genetically. Don't worry, there's no risk of contagion.
Wow. That's crazy.
Why do you believe May's still alive? Everyone who ever cared about me on Earth thinks I'm dead, but here I am.
Baltimore, that's where you're from, right?
Charm City.
It's where you learned to do this?
This and everything else I had to.
You mean those specific people skills you have?
Back there, getting by was getting even.
Wow, that's a cool saying.
None of the people that I dealt with were innocent. Did most of them a favor. Dying is the only way of getting out of Baltimore.
That's also kind of gruesome. I love that Amos's character is like this the slow burn character, like little bits and nuggets with every episode. Love that.
Loud and clear.
Comms restored. I kept override control in case our guests try anything cute.
Good thinking.
Hey, Naomi, you know what might be a good idea is to slave that ship to the Rossi. I'd rather have that thing following rather than hooked up in case more shit goes down, if you know what I mean.
You're right. I'm on it.
Will she do it? I wonder. I wonder if she'd actually just leave.
How are you feeling?
I fucking hate space.
Well, it does take some getting used to. But you already cursed like a sailor.
Patience was never one of my virtues, amongst many other things. But at least I can get to thank you in person for everything you did during the Eros incident. You're a hero.
That's exactly not what he wanted to hear.
Miller, maybe now would be a good time for you to tell me why you're here.
I was trying to bring Jules Permao in from the cold. I need to send a tight beam to Admiral Souther on the Agatha King.
Any tight beam would give away our position, and we already took that risk rescuing you. We're not doing it again.
Whatever happened to the man who risked certain death to stop Eris?
He stopped fighting battles he knew he couldn't win.
It's no accident you're in the midst of all this chaos.
I'm nobody's savior.
It really sucks to see that Holden's fallen this far. Like, not to say that it's a bad thing or it's not to say that it's like it wasn't predicted that like we get here, like with all the shit that's happened. It's just kind of like sad is the only, it's like, for lack of a better term, I have to use sad, because that's like in the look in Christian's face just then, that's what it was. It was sad. Like, And I know that in the beginning of this episode I was saying, like, I'm really glad and it was refreshing to see him like this, but, you know, like everything else, it's complex, right? Like, it is nice to see a side of Holden not just going, oh yeah, we'll help this person. Oh yeah, that's great, come on in. Yep, everybody join our crew. Yeah, I'll save your problem because it's high on the priority list or whatever. Like, Holden's tired of losing, I think, is the idea. And I know that in a moral battle, which is a lot of the basis for the conflict in this show, it's tough to lose. And I know it's not about that. It's not about necessarily winning and losing, but at the end of the day, it's a lot easier to be right when you win, right? Like they always say, you know, that the hardest path is usually the right one, or whatever that saying is. Holden's been losing at every decision he's made for a long time, and he's been, like he said, been fighting battles that he knew he couldn't win. He's been knocked down maybe one too many times, but I don't know. I still hold the belief that he's going to stand back up. I think that obviously we're going to get something where he's going to say, screw it, you know, find something on IO maybe, and they'll convince him on their way there or when they get there to stand up and help stop this war. But I don't know. Until then, I'm kind of with him, like with all the shit that we've gone through this last 2 seasons. Give me a break. You know what I mean? It's kind of where he's at. He's just like, I don't want to do that. And I can understand, so I sympathize with it, I guess.
Where's Avasarala?
She's dead. Jules Pierre Mao's goons executed her.
So she gets killed, but you still managed to escape. I find that hard to believe. I think your boss is still alive. I think she's defecting to Mars.
Well, maybe you should have called to ask her before your people blew up the Guanxian.
Are you implying that UNN forces destroyed a civilian yacht?
I'm not implying shit. It's a goddamn fact. Talk to Aaron Wright. He's the traitor. He's been protecting Jules Pierre Mao all along.
Souther knows, because he already suspected Aaron Wright of being a little... He had his suspicions. That's why he had to come with the Admiral, Admiral Wynn.
We are witnessing the greatest event in human history. We should feel something other than fear of it, of each other, of the difficult choices that we sometimes have to make.
You mean the choices you have to make?
Yes. The necessity of hard choices, of sacrifice.
Sacrifice literally means to make sacred. Do you think that's what's going on here?
Yes, sacred losses.
You're carrying a burden. I'm not going to lighten it for you. Maybe this war was inevitable. Maybe there was no way to avoid it. But you want it to be holy, and it's not. The best you can hope for is that it's justified. How many sacrifices can you stomach and still tell yourself you're doing God's work? 100? 1,000,000? 1 billion?
So you know precisely how many lives a leader must sacrifice and still be a good man?
Yes, as few as possible.
It's a really good answer. And I loved her perspective on it, too. You keep trying to make it a holy war because people can rattle behind that and divert from the fact that maybe we're just being horrible, or that the violence and cruelty that you have to show to an enemy is going to be all okay because we're right and they're wrong, when it was never really about that. It's more of a mutual understanding that us coexisting is not going to work. We want this and you want this, and we both can't share. And like she said, you just have to hope it's justified. It's not about the right and the wrong, because honestly, war is never right. So that's just my 2 cents, and I agree with her a lot because of her, although she's a doctor / reverend / you know, speech writer, motivational speaker, whatever you want to call it, I do appreciate her practicality. Her approach to it is not with this rose-colored glasses, you know, which I believe that that Gillis really wants it to be. And the reason why you can see why she was called to help write his speeches is she charges it with this, you know, allows it to have this reverence for it and understand that it is sacred in a sense, just like all human life is. And that act of taking it, especially on this monumental scale, it does need to be taken into consideration, but at the end of the day, don't try and make it anything it's not. Don't lie to the people you're going to give the speech to or yourself. And I really like the approach. And I can see why she's here.
Are you someone's dad?
No one you would know.
There you are. I told you to stop running off. I'm sorry, sir.
I feel like he sees Julie in her. Is that from his family?
Alex, we thought you were dead for so long, and I'm glad that you're not.
But they moved on.
But you waited too long. Milos has learned to live without a father, and a real husband wouldn't have done that to his wife.
Ouch. Wow. Fuck, jeez.
There you go. Now you just walk around like you're in pumps.
How do you know what it's like to walk in pumps?
I didn't always work in space.
Nice.
What do you intend to do if you find other things? Like scientists, data cores, a sample of the protomolecule itself.
We shoot the scientist and nuke the rest, speaking for myself.
Based on your track record, I think you'd be inclined to give the whole lot to the belt.
They don't need it. Fred Johnson already has a sample.
We should know, Kyle. I told you we want the same things. Maybe now you'll believe me.
I don't even know, dude. This is such a crazy spot. Like, Christian, I'm getting, like, it's more amplified now. Maybe it's because I've been watching for long enough that I'm noticing the, like, she's always a step ahead and she's always thinking of something that she can do. Oh, man. It's so crazy. Also, the, like, ragtag. We got 2 Martians on the ship, a couple Earthers. We have an OPA belter. It's so insane. We even have Amos, and Amos is weirdly the only person that I haven't, like nobody's really been like, okay, what side is he on? He's just on our side, at least for right now, right? I don't know. He's going with, first it was Naomi, but now he's only going with Holden, so it's just so odd, man. And the realization to see that, like, more of the information got told to the team about them realizing that the pieces they didn't know about, but I feel like we did already. And that's the kind of the crazy part, right? Is we've already fought him. So we already knew that Strickland was testing. So Christian's saying to just nuke it anyway. Like, I don't know. She's got something up her sleeve for this.
How's the speech coming? Good. Anna knows how to reach the best in people. This speech could well define my term in office.
Well, that's a shame.
Excuse me?
I understand why you canceled the strike, but with all due respect, that was the moment to write your legacy, not some speech.
You're being short-sighted.
If you end this war, you'll be remembered as the man who united humanity in the face of first contact. That's a legacy you don't need anyone else to write.
The manipulation is crazy. Whoa. Whoa, that did not look good.
So I understand we're still having electrical problems on decks 2, 3, and 11.
11, no, sir. 2 and 3 are fixed.
How long do you think the systems will be down on 11?
Everything should be back up and running in about 20 minutes.
That'll be perfect.
Souther's already making his move? Okay.
Avasarala made a secret deal to bring Jules Pierre Mao in exchange for immunity. He was going to testify that he and Ehrenreich had been colluding to develop the protomolecule into a weapon and would turn over all data to the UN instead of the Martians. Ehrenreich turned the tables on all of us.
That means Wynn's been working with him.
Holy shit. Oh, man.
This war was built on a lie.
Oh, shit. What do we do now? Did he get out of there? Wow. That was close. And it looks like we got an ally to actually be on our side now, which is a great change of pace, honestly.
Railguns designated 1 through 5. Report green for go, sir. All targets locked for simultaneous impact.
Oh my god, is he actually gonna do it? Ehrenreich is the one manipulating this guy, man. He's trying to push him to this. Dude. I have a bad feeling about this. I have a feeling this is not gonna go well.
We have a launch malfunction on 5.
They need to shoot, goddammit.
Yes, sir.
5 is away.
Oh, man. 5 is going to get away.
Congratulations, sir. Well done.
Thank you.
We have a confirmed launch from Target 5. They got one off before we hit them.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit. Is that it? How many casualties?
It was a power cycling malfunction. I'm charging up and standing down earlier, sir. Watchtowers have detected no other launches. SATCOM believes we have eliminated the MCR's first strike capability.
The hesitation caused the malfunction in one of the guns, which just killed 2 million people. Damn.
Stop. Stop what you're doing to the children.
These experiments have led to the only real success we've had in controlling the protomolecule.
I wanted that to be true. I was grasping at straws.
We are on the verge of so much more.
We're torturing children. The experiment is over. Shut it down.
Wow. I somehow do not believe that Strickland is going to just throw all of his work away.
You might be able to fool the others, but I know what you're doing.
What I'm doing is trying to stop this war from getting worse.
You're not going to Io to destroy the protomolecule. You're going because Earth doesn't have a sample, and you need one to stay in the game. The only reason I'm still on this ship is to make sure you don't get it.
You're right. We're not going to be friends.
Naomi's not stupid. She kind of saw through it, I guess, and so did I. I had an inkling, but...
You know what makes this worse?
What could be worse?
Didn't need to happen. We had a military option earlier today that would have prevented it, but there were risks and costs, which the Secretary General was unwilling to take. If only he hadn't wavered. But it's good that you're here, though. He's going to need you now more than ever.
Aaron Wright, with that smug little grim, being like a grimace, knowing that it was her fault, tried to pin it on her. She pushed him and made his humanity waver there. He was ready to fire. They had enough to go on, he thought, and that Gillis was willing to take that shot. But then her speech, granted I liked it, but that made him waver, and that smug look in Aaron Wright's face making her feel awful about that. Aaron Wright is really, he's stopped being the follower. Every action he's doing, he's pushing instead of defending, instead of hanging back. Crazy, man. Crazy. The whole show with this moral dilemma they put you through with each character and really putting into context the human condition in a way, I guess, to not to get into making this too heady or, you know, whatever. But just when I look at this, every character, the choices they make is the thing in the forefront, and not the events of the show, and not the destruction or the explosion, right? It's what the explosion means. It's the decision to do the explosion. That entire big, massive assault to end the Mars's first strike capability, the entire tense scene was shot from inside of this war room, and not, you know, ships going out and, like, you know, seeing them and battling and all this other stuff. Really, really nice. And honestly, I don't know. Wow. I don't know what I think I would have probably taken the first shot. That's just my guess, because honestly, in like this, in a situation like that, there's no way that you can, like, you can't, like, prepare yourself and then question it when something on that scale. Obviously, you need to be confident when you make the decision, but to be fair, on the other side, there's no way he could have thought that, like, powering it up and all this other stuff would have caused the malfunction. You know what I mean? And I think a part of this could also be that, you know, the mistake, although he's pushing the blame on, like, obviously Secretary General Gillis really believes that, you know, or not believes it, he understands that this is like a massive, like, all those casualties are on his hands, right? Just like how saving them would have been on his hands, right? So, but Aaron Wright's push to, like, ready them and almost push him to make that first strike the first time earlier in the day, I think was part of it. If he had just said, hey, this is what we're at, and then instead of being like, oh, we're ready to go right now, you know what I mean? Like, Aaron Wright had just as much hand in trying to be too hasty and firing them up and readying them, and then the Secretary General wasn't ready to make that call because the 82%, and it wasn't, you know, that's not being, you know, I need more than that, right? So I don't know. And then the dynamic between Naomi and Christian kind of went exactly how I thought. Christian trying to manipulate everybody else, but Naomi wasn't going for it. But we'll see. We'll see. And then the Jules Pierre Mao Jules Pierre Mao seeing Julie and May and seeing that, you know, he wasn't taking care of his kids and he wasn't taking care of kids before, he wasn't going to make that mistake again because he got that second chance to make that decision. And Strickland is not going to have it. I know for a fact. I think that getting to IO is going to, there's going to be some crazy shit that goes down on IO, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Expanse episodes. Season 3 is looking like it's gonna be crazy because all this stuff on multiple different places, the war is in full effect now that they've just exploded a bunch of the Martian ships. So we'll see. And with that, I got nothing else. Thank you guys for sticking around. I'll see you guys in the next one.